Hello and welcome to the first gameplay reveal of Commanders of Valor. In this video, we will cover our favorite features of the game on the battlefield with some hands-on gameplay. This video is more about the strategic battles. Stay tuned for the second video, which will cover the role-playing experience where we will showcase the family tree and family management and how we have enabled players to shape the life story of their commanders for bringing them to life. Make sure to subscribe to our monthly newsletter and our social media channels. Both can be found on our website at www.moonlitskygames.com to stay up to date. Commanders of Valor is a strategic RPG with both single-player and multiplayer components. Set in the last centuries before Common Era, the players will have the option to pick one of the available factions of Rome, Parthia, and Greek states. Each faction comes with a unique roster, and each roster requires different tactics and strategies to make the most out of them. Players can fight other players online with custom armies to train their commanders while gaining loot and even some unique items. We are also happy to announce that local multiplayer is also possible and one of our favorite ways to play Commanders of Valor. The single-player campaign is a story-driven experience. This is where we put the players in the shoes of famous commanders to explore their lives, from the beginning to the end, fight their battles, and see the events that put the name of these great men in history for eternity. But that's enough of an overview of the game. Without further ado, let's jump into the battle. Keep in mind that this is an alpha build and some of the assets and gameplay features will be changed or tweaked for the final version. This is a custom-made battle between Rome and Parthia forces. In the final version of the game, players will have complete control on their army composition and deployment on the battlefield. I have my friend here with me playing as Parthia, and I'm controlling the Roman forces. The game has complete controller support. It can also be played with mouse and keyboard. I can hover over different tiles to select one of my units. Let's select this Velites unit. In selection mode, all available tiles to move or attack to are highlighted. I'm going to move my Velites closer to the enemy ranks and start some skirmishing with them. Each unit has a limited amount of action points, indicated by the green bars on the unit's standard as well as within the UI at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to move the rest of my army closer to the enemy. It is always a good idea to keep your units close to each other and stay in a proper formation. Once I spend all my action points, the game automatically ends my turn. Now it is Parthia's turn to make their moves. Good, they are now almost in range. Taking a closer look at the unit's standards, you'll notice the red and blue bars. Red bar is the indicator of how many men left within that battalion. The blue bar is the unit's morale, their will to fight. It is usually easier to defeat a unit by taking their morale away rather than killing every man in the battalion. The commander's proximity protected flanks and participating in fights that they stand a chance to win are all good ways of keeping your army morale high. Here I would try to move to the flanks of Parthian skirmishing unit to attack from there if there wasn't this cavalry unit protecting it. So for now, I'm going to just do frontal attacks and throw some spears at them. Their battalion took some damage. Let me bring the rest of my army closer to keep my skirmishing units safe and end the turn. And now you can see the Parthians trying to flank me with their cavalry, and their skirmishing units are making their attacks. These Pushtibane Shah are elite Parthian units, armored and trained, excel at both range and melee fights. Whereas my Velites are not exactly the best units in the Roman army. But that's okay, because I have greater numbers with my line of infantry. My Velites may not be as trained as Pushtibane Shah unit, but they have one advantage. They are young and they can run. Every unit has a unique special ability indicated by the white horse hairs on the standard or the yellow bars in the UI at the bottom of the screen. Velites' special ability is called Quick Retreat. Essentially, they can get in range, throw their spears and run out of range using their special ability. So let's try that now. And there we go. Dealt some damage and ran back to safety. I just have to be careful with my special abilities. I can only use them a few times per match. Alright, I'd say it is time for my infantry to get in the action. I'm going to keep some units back in reserve and also to protect my flanks and assault with the rest. Hastati's special ability is called Testudo, which is the famous Roman legion formation where they lock their shields together to block all incoming arrows, which come in handy when you are up against the Parthians. Alright, my turn again. Looks like the Parthians have some Levi troops in their army. Let's take them out. This should be easy. There we go. Now catching and defeating their skirmishing units is going to be a little more difficult. I also have to do something about their horse archery unit. My infantry have no hope of ever catching up with them. I will send my commander unit in. That will leave my right flank unprotected, which is a concern seeing that the enemy is trying to engage there with their heavy cavalry. I'm going to send my reserved Hastati to face the Cataphract's charge. Good luck to them. Maybe my commander can come back from the left flank in time to save the day. My flanks are a bit troubled, but we're doing great in the center. Ooh, that Cataphract's charge is going to hurt. If only I had some spearmen in my army. Spearman unit class are experts at stopping cavalry charges, and they're of course trying to take advantage of their skirmishing units. Alright, here I have an opportunity to attack the flanks of this Pushtibane Shah unit to hit their morale. But my Hastati cannot catch up with Pushtibane Shah consistently. They are more agile. I can go into Testudo formation to force them to come closer. I can also go ahead and attack their camp and reduce their morale that way. That should force them to run back here. So many options. What will I do? Thank you for joining us for this first gameplay reveal of Commanders of Valor. If you would like to try the game yourself, make sure to visit Moonlit Sky Games booth on October 18th to 20th at EGLX 2019 in Toronto. There will be a contest between visitors to win the match in order to win a special prize. You'll meet the developers and there will be giveaways for everybody. See you all there!